Hello, everyone. Today I thought I would make a list of nonfiction books that I think everyone should read. Novels are really popular on Book Talk right now, but I don't see a lot of nonfiction. And I've read a lot of nonfiction this year. And this is a list of the books that have stuck with me the most. I hope you can get some sort of value out of this video. And here's my list in no particular order. So the first book is Quiet by Susan Cain. Quiet will always be one of my favorite books, one of my most cherished books. I actually read it when I was 21 and I had terrible social skills. I couldn't hold a conversation to save my life. I was extremely introverted and I actually saw my introvertedness as a flaw until I read this book. In this book, Susan Cain argues that we undervalue introverts and we overappraise this sort of extrovert ideal. And she also speaks about this interesting shift that happened 100 years ago, where we went from a culture of character, so who you were behind closed doors, your integrity, your values, and we shifted to a culture of personality. I think this book is super interesting and very insightful. She also shares captivating stories about successful and famous introverts. I think this book can really encourage you to harness your power as an introvert. Next book is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. In this book, Gladwell reveals the success behind the high achievers, the best and the brightest people, from hockey players to tech billionaires. And he argues that we pay too much attention to what successful people are like and too little to where they come from, their families, their cultures, the experiences that shape their upbringing. My favorite part was the seventh chapter where Gladwell dives into the history of plane crashes, especially for Korean Air. I thought it was fascinating and an eye opener on how our culture can shape communication. If you like Malcolm Gladwell's style, make sure to check out Blink and The Tipping Point, which are also two of his most famous books. Next book is Stolen Focus by Johann Harry. In this book, Harry argues that our ability to focus is collapsing. We can't focus, we blame ourselves, we think it's a personal failure, we think we're not disciplined enough. But Harry says that these issues are much bigger than us. There are these giant corporations who are competing to get our attention for profit. Johann Harry is easy to read, he's a great storyteller, and I think you will definitely enjoy this book. I was expecting a very matter of fact kind of book, but I was surprised to see how many personal stories were in here. Some parts were very touching, and overall, I was pleasantly surprised. I feel like with nonfiction books that trigger some sort of emotion always stick with you more. You remember more, you learn more, and it doesn't feel like you're reading a dictionary or a block of dense information, which is unfortunately the case for some great books that had great concepts like The Weapons of Mass Destruction. Next book is Attached by Amir Levine. This book is about understanding attachment and how it affects our relationships. It says that we all behave in three different ways. There's avoidant people who avoid intimacy, they run away from intimacy, they equate being close to a loss of independence. There are anxious people who tend to worry about their partner's ability to love them back. And there's secure people who are comfortable with intimacy. There's actually a few quizzes in the book that help you decipher which kind of attachment style you have. It also puts the spotlight on some myths and misconceptions that we have about relationships. Overall, I thought it was an insightful book and it gives great advice, and it's definitely the kind of book that you go back to every once in a while. Last book is a little bit different. It's How Not to Die by Michael Greger. If you're interested in health and nutrition, this book is definitely for you. In this book, Greger reveals the many ways that you can help prevent and reverse premature causes of death. He claims that the vast majority of premature death can be reversed and prevented with easy and simple changes in your diet and your lifestyle. And then he goes on to examine the top 15 causes of premature death in America. It's a simple and easy book to read, it's very straightforward, And I think you will find some comfort in knowing that you have some sort of control over your health. That is all for today. I hope you find some of these recommendations helpful. And if you did, please like this video and subscribe for more book content. Thank you.